Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another Meowthin Off podcast. This is episode 4. We are working with a new host, and well, the same co-host. Oh my God, I'm dying! I am dying today. That's the number one topic. Um, I am suffering through a tail end of a cold, but I'm going to try to power through it today. As I have something stuck in my throat. I am hosting it from now on, the podcast. I am the action panel, Claudio. My links and everything is down below. I'm trying to not choke right now.
Take a minute. You're good.
My co-host is
Everest awake. What's going on, everybody? You might remember me from the first 3 episodes of the Meowthin Off podcast when I was alongside my ex-counterpart. But you know what? We're on to bigger and better things, and we're moving forward here with the action panel taking over. And here he is, taking the lead. What are we running down today, AP?
Well, down below is also your links, so if you want to subscribe to them as well.
Of course, yeah. You might want to come over and support me. I do need the subs. Aiming for that 1K right now.
Well, your new channel is what? Everest Awake?
Everest Awake, that's right. Everest Awake.
Okay, so his new channel is Everest Awake. Links are all down below. Will Pokemon crash in 2023? Probably not, but I just needed something for the thumbnail as a, what's the word I'm looking for?
The clickbait?
I needed a clickbait title. So probably not. What do you think? Is Pokemon going to crash, or will I sit here and choke to death?
Pokemon has been around for going on 27 years.
Holy crap, yeah.
And up until now, it's been on a growth. There have been some drops. There have been some peaks. And currently, right now, do you think we're going to crash? Do you think we're going to plateau? Do you think we're going to skyrocket up? I think with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I think we had great potential. Both the video game and the TCG, especially now that we got the silver borders in the TCG.
We'll talk more about that.
Do you think it's going to keep going up? Do you think it's going to keep going up, or do you think we're going to crash and burn?
I don't think Pokemon is going to crash, specifically. I think prices in the market have definitely gone down, way down below, 2021, we saw the peak in Pokemon prices in a long time. Logan Paul, everything he did, all the
25th anniversary.
Yeah, 25th. Well, I mean, that was it was still going down on the 25th by then, but 2021 was pretty crazy. Yeah, I just think we should be aware of what's going on with product quality and not just Pokemon product quality, not just the card game product quality, but product quality across the board with Pokemon, because Pokemon is basically, at its core, we both know Pokemon is just a money-making machine, right?
Absolutely.
That's all it really is.
Yeah, they you know what, they got us 27 years ago, and at the ripe young age that we were, we got enticed into it, and we've been into it ever since. We both talked back and forth here and there. We both bounced in and out of the hobbies, but you know what? Here we are still to this day. Over 30. I'll just say that going in still. Milking us every time, right? Pokemon's getting us every which way they can. Video games, clothing, home accessories. Now, they've got it. I have Pokemon artwork. You do as well, right? It's there. They've got us every which way they can. I don't as far as I would say quality of merchandise. I don't see really an issue. Merchandise, they seem to be great all across the board. They're doing all of these different, collaborations with jewelry companies and different clothing companies and different artists, and they're doing really good things with that.
But see,
however,
you mentioned that. Hold on, I don't want to gloss over.
Oh, I know what you're going.
Well, you mentioned that and the partnership what they did with Puma. I should put up a picture because I have a couple photos. Yep. I'll put it in post, but I have a picture of the shoe that they were promoting with Puma. They had Charmander, Pikachu. They had the 3 starters and Pikachu, right? And they were promoting that. And then when they released, people were getting them, but they weren't at all what the shoe looked like compared.
Yeah, it had that camo bottom, right?
Yeah,
not even that wasn't there.
The shoe was almost completely different than the one that was in the advertisement.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing that I had noticed, I mean, I'm not an artist by any means, and I miss a lot of details, shinies. But it's I didn't notice anything different about it besides the soul. But that's just my
I'll show
opinion there, or
pictures. I'll
my
show pictures.
observation.
So, like,
Perfect.
again, talking about the merchandise for product quality, right?
Yeah.
And not even that, just also customer service. But in specific issues, it just seems like they refuse to like even make themselves culpable for the situation. I had my ETBs that I bought two Zephyr Epic, two Crown Zenith ETBs from the Pokemon Center, exclusive ones that I just wanted to keep for myself, hold for down the road, right? Just like as a collection. And one of them had a big hole in it, and essentially they just told me I was SOL because it didn't damage any of the product inside. But it's like, then I guess sealed collectors don't really matter to them. Is that
I
okay?
mean, it's hard to really touch on that, right? Because they don't want people to keep their products sealed, right? They do want people to open them up. They want you to open that up and then buy more, and then open that up and then buy more. They don't want you to sit there and sit on it, right?
I didn't think about
Which is
that.
why, I mean, that's why they limit products too, right? Because they don't want people to collect them and then make more money than they would if they just
Yeah,
held the product, right?
that's
Because
true.
they could hold the product as they did with what was the box that you tried to order there a few months ago? I'm not sure if that how that worked out. Forbidden Light. It was a Forbidden Light ETB. That one came back up, and you were trying to purchase it at that time, but it wasn't allowing you to, or it allowed you to purchase it. But then when you actually went to go and continue, it wasn't
Oh
actually
yeah,
continuing through, right? And you were trying to sort through that, I remember, and I wasn't even able to get it. So I was upset at that point, but I was like, whatever, I just missed my chances. But you
yeah,
had it in your cart, you had
yeah.
purchased it, and then they told you couldn't have it, right? I'm not sure where that went after that though.
I think that was just I was too slow, and they don't know how to deal with the like totally, completely handle the bots. Yeah, even
Right.
though they're $1 billion company, and I feel like their infrastructure should do better than that. But yeah, I think they should just accept the whole. They refuse to kind of take what's the word I'm looking for? They refuse to take responsibility for their own situations and things. If things go bad, they tend to just kind of shrug their shoulders and say, "Well, that sucks for you." Uh,
It's funny you say that because I was kind of looking up some different things about quality control as we had touched on, like you said that you were briefly gonna cover it. So I thought, you know what, I'd do some diving in. So what I looked into was actually there's a script that they have on the Pokemon Center website about quality control and about how they handle it. And it actually says right here, and this is quoting verbatim from the site: Pokemon trading card games and parts pass a very pass a very thorough quality assurance process to make sure you get the highest quality product. In the unlikely event that you encounter a manufacturing error from a third-party retail purchase, please submit a service request here with the following information: a copy of your store receipt, the UPC code from the original packaging or a copy, the defective card or parts, a brief explanation of the issue, whether it be a part that is packed improperly, the card is cut wrong, etc. So it was if the card was bent because it was packed
yeah,
improperly. So
I've heard
that's where
that.
that comes in, right?
I've
If a
heard that
part was
about the
missing,
cards.
please tell us. Yeah, right. Like, and then, but the only thing here is if you purchased a Pokemon TCG product through the Pokemon Center,
Yeah,
to contact them, and that's where you had ordered the Pokemon Center exclusive from.
but they basically
Uh,
told
so,
me,
so I do understand like why you would have to go through them directly for that, and it might not be as easy because they're just saying, you know what, if you don't take it, then we're gonna have to bite the bullet on it. So instead, they're just kind of wiping their hands of it on that one.
yeah,
But like for the Forbidden Light stuff, like I see why they don't want you to keep it sealed because then when they come out with it, 4 years after it's released like that, and they're like, "Hey, we're going to throw this up on the site, and it's $49," and then you're going to buy it for $49 and instantly go on eBay and sell it for 120. You
Then
know,
why? Then
the
why don't they have for $1 billion company? The Pokemon Center is run by them, right? Why
Pokemon
do
Center
not?
International, yeah,
Why do they not have a better infrastructure to stop bot spamming? Because it's still not working. I was getting blocked as a customer. I was getting blocked. Yet when I go there, they would still be out of stock because all these bots were still managed to get it. So if they're so
I mean,
if they're so against other people reselling and want people to open stuff, why don't they have a better infrastructure? Why don't they double down on that and actually figure out a better solution than what they have right now? Because right now is not working.
I mean, that's a real tough cookie to crack, right? You have things like, let's say, with the PS5, you can't get one of those either, right? Sony is, if not worth more than
Yeah, but
Pokemon, right?
that's a production issue that they haven't been able to get PS4s or PS5s.
Right, but
But
you could
Pokemon,
still buy them, but then the bots still got them out, right? It's hard to compete with the bots because technology is so quick. The people who make the things that can beat the bots can also make the things that beat the bots, right?
but like Pokemon has started overprinting everything. They've printed out so
Yeah,
much. They even have a new printing press, an entire new factory dedicated to printing off more Pokemon cards, and yet we're still
yeah.
unable to get it. You haven't been able to reach like any Crown Zenith, right? At like a reasonable
No,
price.
not at a reasonable price, no, but that's local issues.
But at the same
The
time, that's the same idea, right? Over scalping,
right, exactly. I
limited
mean,
quality.
so
Like,
they did purchase the Millennium, like the Millennium Printing Company, but they have been using them for the same amount of time too. What I
time?
couldn't find any information on was where the Japanese cards are printed. I could not find that. The last
No.
information I could find cited was Media Inc.
Huh.
Or Media Incorporated in 2013, but I couldn't find anything past that.
Because the printing quality of Japanese cards is so much better than anything
Fantastic.
anything that is in English. But I feel like only thing we can really do is the only way people can respond, fans of the Pokemon and all that, are with their wallets, right? As long as people keep
Right,
buying, regardless of product quality, and keep putting money into the machine, they're going to keep printing out more and more and more because that's how they respond, right? They want to keep making their money, and the only way we can respond is with our money. So, if
right. But I mean, to a degree, though, I think they might be hope like this is me hoping for Scarlet and Violet. Okay, I know that I'm the optimist here, and you're the realist.
Mhm.
But I'm just gonna say it anyway. With them switching to the silver borders
yeah,
in Scarlet and Violet, them adding an extra hollow, whether it be reverse, hollow, full art, whatever that card art may be, right? Because they
right,
said that they're going to introduce the third hollow. We've had the two with the reverse hollow now and a regular.
Mhm.
And they also said that the price of packs were going to go up
Right,
$1
yeah,
across the board. So maybe with the purchase of Millennium Printing Company in April of 2022 and them raising the price of the packs and them turning the border silver and them trying to add in that extra hollow to try and entice people, maybe they are going to improve on the printing quality for that. And that's what I'm really hoping for with Scarlet and Violet. I'm really hoping this is a turning point for everything because they
same.
really have a chance here to step up and bring it to that Japanese quality, right?
You made a lot of good points right there. That like it seems like they're trying to go into that direction, right? They're trying to make a move in the right direction, and that's what I always hear from every fan for Pokemon is it's a step in the right direction. Well, it's been 26 years, 27 years. Why is it now just a step in the right direction? Where has it been for the last 20 years? Where has it been for the last 7 years? Where has it been for the last every year? Like, why is it
Right,
now
right.
just a step in the right direction? Like, see, what I'm worried about is with the new purchase um, of that factory is overprinting. Like back in the day, Crimson Invasion, back in Crimson Invasion days, there would be dealers who would be selling boxes at like 50, $60 a box just to cover purchase pricing, like distribution pricing, because they couldn't move these boxes. Is that where we're heading again with like all this overprinting? What do you think? If you look at like the Charizard UPC, how overprinted that was, and everyone was so hyped, then it got put out like crazy, and nobody was hyped. You got these
Right.
GameStop EV box that just sat on the shelf,
Yep.
um, with like reprints and just packs and packs and packs that nobody wants. Like all of these, like the tins and everything. There's so much product just getting pushed out. Am I wrong to like be worried about the fact that it could end up like the Crimson Invasion days?
No, I don't think you're wrong. I just think that I think the purchasing of the factory is being viewed in the wrong way in a lot of avenues. 'Cause I've seen a couple of different Reddit threads and things like that, people talking about it. So they've been using the company for I think it was 2000. I'm going to say 2011. That could be totally wrong though. They've been using the company for a long time printing here in
Oh,
North America.
okay. Yeah, yeah.
But what they did was now they instead of just using them, they just decided they were going to purchase them. They're just like, okay, we're just gonna instead of paying you, we're just
I
gonna
didn't
buy
know
you,
that.
right? So I don't think they didn't really buy like an extra facility. They
Gotcha.
just were like instead of sourcing it out, we're just gonna take it
Own
over.
it. Okay.
Um, but in that too, that hopefully there's expansion there, and quality control will be a little bit better too, because now it's Pokemon that
Yeah.
owns it, right? Like
Right.
now
Yeah.
their name
Okay.
is officially attached to it. So that's why I kind of thought, maybe with the purchase of the company, they were like, you know what, forget this. We have to start listening to people. People have been complaining about the quality of the English cards for a decade now at least, and maybe we should do something about it. Maybe we should pay attention to North America, because really Japanese cards like that is where the value is at, right? Like
Yes and no.
that is their core, right? Like, but I mean, for them, like their core is Japan. If they wanted to, they could make a killing just in Japan.
We'll talk more about Japanese in a bit. I've got some topics for that too, but
Sure, no problem.
yeah, I think
But
you make a good point. But at the same time, the value is in English. Product quality and specific cards will always be more expensive in Japanese just because of how they print the cards, right?
right,
There's secret rares in packs in Japan can be a full art or anything above a full art, right?
right,
Whereas here, secret rares tend to be like rainbows, gold, alt arts. Not everything is considered a secret rare card. So the value of that
right,
card is not going to reach the insane. The difficulty of pulling that card is a lot harder in Japanese packs than in English.
right. You can't really compare something like the Precious Collection Pikachu to the Crown Zenith Pikachu, which is essentially the exact same thing, except
Yeah.
one you had to pay oodles of money to get in this exclusive
Well,
binder
you have to
set,
pay like
and
four
the
hundred
other you could
dollars.
just have a chance to get. Yeah,
Yeah, you have to
exactly,
buy a
right,
box that was $400 to get the Pikachu. Whereas this,
right.
the pull rate is you buy a
You
$5
can get
pack.
it.
You can pull it in a
And then
$5 pack, right?
yeah, exactly. You totally could, right? I mean, I can't say Crown Zenith is $5, but yeah,
Well, $5 US, $7
sure,
Canadian.
yeah, at a normal actual price.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think that with them taking these steps, I'm hoping that it is taking a step in the right direction. But the thing about them doing things like with the Charizard UPC,
Yeah.
people, I can say myself, I am upset that they did not print more of the Celebrations UPC, because I myself didn't get my hands on one.
Mhm.
So I'm upset about it. But you saw me with the Charizard. Did I have FOMO?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
But
super
they
bad.
overcorrected the Charizard.
I was like losing sleep over it, right?
They overcorrected
And
with it and printed it like crazy. They still
they
have
did.
product on the shelves at like
They
Walmart
did.
places now, even now.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go in and get them. I saw one. Where was it the other day? I forget where it was, but I saw one in store, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" Like they are there.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm a
But
little worried about like product scarcity, popularity, and yeah, the scarcity and popularity. That's what can bring in scalpers. That's what raises the prices on things, right? Um, but if they're going to make the product readily available, then that'll get rid of the scalpers. But that may also drop pricing quite a bit for cards and stuff, right? The value of the cards.
right, exactly. Unless the pull rates get harder, unless with that addition of the third hollow, it's like, okay, yeah, now you're gonna get, out of every 1,122 packs, you're gonna get this art, but that's not the secret rare. The secret rare is, you have to
Yeah,
get out of one out of every 3,000 packs now. Like, is that what it's going to be? Are the secret rares
could
going
be.
to be that much harder? And the regular EX cards, or the maybe mega EX cards, I guess terrestrialized EX cards,
I
are
feel
those going to be kind of like the ultra rare now?
I
Those are
feel
going to be out of like 1,000 packs.
I feel like we've been seeing that already with like since like maybe Chilling Reign battle styles. The pull rates for on those were absolutely brutal. Evolving Skies is absolutely brutal.
Right. But I'm saying, what
Brilliant
if it's
Stars is
harder?
nice. What?
What if it's harder? Like, what if they're making the prints out more, but they're making those card rates harder?
Maybe. I wouldn't mind that.
Would that still drive the price down and the scalpers
It
at
depends on
bay?
what the see. For me, it would depend on. You'd have to look at what the card. I think it's based. It's going to be based off the popularity of the Pokemon that are the chase cards. What are the chase cards?
Right.
And like you said, how hard those chase cards will be to get. If it's a set that
Right.
has like an alt art Charizard, that's always been. I'm just throwing an example. That's always been
Yeah.
a very hot chase card. If it's a Charizard, that's always been a hot chase card. And he's in like one in every 10 booster boxes. You can get an alt art Charizard of that. Yeah, that set's going to be crazy. And once it stops printing, it'll like explode exponentially, right? But as long as they keep reprinting the stuff, that price will still be stable. But the second they decide not to print it anymore, I think those will like skyrocket.
All right, so
let's scarcity and popularity.
What'd you say?
It's always based on scarcity and popularity.
Yeah, no, true. You're right.
Yeah,
like if you held the controls, where would you adjust the sliders to?
For what?
For output.
For output, I'd probably lower it a bit right now. I think they're overprinting a lot and having to create these like special collector boxes and tins and everything just to shove all the extra packs and from sets that nobody wants. I would maybe look at what sets have been really popular in like the last 2 or 3 years, kind of focus on stuff like that, and still maybe do 1 or 2 sets that are a bit of a variation to test the markets. Rabid fans will eat up anything that Game Freak or Pokemon puts out, regardless of the product quality. You weren't a big fan of it, but you still played it because it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
People are going to ignore all the issues they have. Like, let's look at Cyberpunk. I'm going to jump off of this and I'm going to go into the game now, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're good. I got points too.
In terms of product quality with Scarlet and Violet, Cyberpunk and Project CD Red, they pretty much had almost the same type of issues when the game came out, and how wonky and how many glitches it had and all those issues that people were having, but it was getting ripped apart. Right? Nobody was defending it. Nobody was defending Cyberpunk. Right. Everybody was agreeing that was off. But
there was a lawsuit.
There was a what?
There was a lawsuit about it.
Yeah, so it's like the Pokemon gets a pass because it's Pokemon, but you get stuff like the low-quality renders on the flags. There's awful lagging and almost freezing at times. The game crashes. You've experienced game crashes. They made sandwiches. Yes. They removed some quality of life things. They've added some stuff, sure, but they also removed stuff from Arceus that was not needed to be removed, like quick catching. They removed mass releasing.
Yep.
All the graphics are way lower tier than a game like Breath of the Wild. That was a console release title from 6 years ago. It looks worse than that, and this game has had a lot longer to ruminate. I know they usually give them like a 2-year cycle to like build the game out, but they could have built on, which it seems like they did. It seems like they just slightly built on top of Sword and Shield, right?
Yeah.
And kind of just like Arceus was something very to the left of that, but I feel like if they integrated both of those games, they would have done a lot better. This almost feels like a Sword and Shield 2.5 or 1.5.
It's the wild area. Everything is the wild area.
There's clipping. There's box lag. Don't even go into the. Don't even go into that. The one jungle with all the tag tree thicket. And yet it's still sold over 200 million copies.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about, like answering with your wallet, right? Like, we're still shilling out money for this $1 billion company that is putting in about, I would say, a quarter of the effort that should be put into a game of this caliber.
What can I say? I'm if I could look you in the face right now, I would say this. It may be a glitchy game. It may be a glitchy game. It may have its flaws. It may crash on me and annoy me. I may have played and talked to a developer after 2 hours and lost 2 hours of unsaved data on the very first release on my 24-hour stream, and I was super happy about that. But you know what? Did it stop me from playing it? No. Did it stop me from streaming it every single day, 5 days a week?
No.
No, it didn't.
I have so many hours into it.
You're right. You're right. Like, yeah, it's brutal at points. And yep, do I miss the quick catching from Arceus? Absolutely. Do I miss the quick release? Absolutely. Why can't we just group a whole bunch of Pokemon and release them all at once? What's the big deal? There's literally no reason you can't do that. It's just control select, you know? Yep. You're fine. We got it.
The mechanics already in there. You can already select like multiple Pokemon at once. Why can't you just hit?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, it's that was an annoying feature when I was like, oh, I have to release every single one of these just individually now. What this game was just out a year ago. Why are we doing this? And then the quick catch, right? Like, I've said this before on my streams, so if you've listened before, you're gonna hear it again. If they just did it so that you did the quick catch in Scarlet and Violet, I get that there was no Pokemon battles and things like that before, right? Like that, there wasn't an organized thing. Now there is. I get that. Okay, so it's a different time zone. We're more established now, but you still throw the Pokeball. If the Pokemon escapes the Pokeball, then you battle it. Like, what's so hard about that? Throw a quick ball. We have quick balls. You can throw a quick ball as soon as you get into a battle. Why can't you just whip quick balls left and right as you go through the game?
Go does it in the anime, in Sword and Shield, the anime, right? Doesn't
Yes, yes. Because the premise of Go is Pokemon Go, where you just throw the ball.
Yeah. It's not like they haven't done it before, right?
No, they just did it.
Yeah, they just
and everybody loved it.
Yeah, everybody loved it. And it's like they just remember I said if they don't go back. I remember.
Yeah. So go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say I remember when everybody, the worst thing everybody was complaining about was that Pokemon had wheels. I miss that.
I know. Yeah. Now it's blown up.
They're just like taking away ideas and then regurgitating them like 5 years, 10 years later.
Right. They're holding off, right? It's just like the filler sets, right? Battle styles. I'm sorry. I don't like to hate on sets, but okay, battle styles really was just kind of a filler set.
Well,
nobody chases battle styles.
You don't need filler sets.
Why have a filler set?
You have 1,000
because
Pokemon. Why have a filler set?
Because you can put a promo, like you said. It didn't really work this time, per se, but sometimes it does. It just depends on how they market it, right? They had the Eevee box. Everybody loves Eevee. And if you don't love Eevee, you probably love one of its evolutions.
Yeah, but the evolutions were not full arts. They were base Vs. That's why.
No, exactly. If they would have changed up that card, boom, they could have stuffed that with battle styles. Man. You would have bought it, right?
Those were like $90 a box.
Yeah, they were. I know, because I have a video that I wanted to do for it, and I was like, I'm going to buy this box. No, I'm not. I have all those cards in these boxes, and I was going to open along with it.
You could still do it.
I could, but I'm not spending $90 on a box with just filler stuff. That's the thing. It's just filler.
But it's the same idea. But these companies get flack for it, but Pokemon doesn't. Pokemon has always said, even you said it today, it's a step in the right direction. It's always a step in the right direction. They don't get the negative press. People make jokes on TikTok, people laugh, but then they still play the game. Like, even I'm bad for that, right?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I can't really say too much bad about them because I do kind of understand it, right? Like I said, that's what they're doing. That's the only reason I brought up the EA Sports, right? They're doing what they do. They do it across the board. They did it in Call of Duty before with zombies. They gave us zombies for a couple times. They're like, you know what? We're going to take away zombies. We're going to give them something else. And everybody's like, where'd zombies go? Where'd zombies go? I want my zombies back, right? Everybody does it. Every company does it. They give and they take it back, and then you're like, no, I want that. The McRib. Everybody does it. Yeah, everybody does it. But the problem is only Pokemon seems to be able to be like infallible about it, right? Are they though? I feel like quite a few people get into them about it. I don't feel like it gets into like a public public dispute because I don't think that it really has that much impact. Like people aren't I guess people aren't betting on EA Sports either, right? But maybe it's not as wide as a scope.
They have such a rabid fan base though. That's the problem, right? Like they can do.
We love it.
You know what I mean?
Pokemon is the Toronto Maple Leafs of the franchise, right? You know they're not going to do it. They haven't done it since '66, but you're hoping. You want them to do it every year. You're hoping, and then they don't, and you still get upset. Oh, why didn't they do? You knew that this was going to happen, and we do it with them too. We know, and we buy into it. And we love them, but we love to hate them, but we hate to love them, and we're stuck in it. It's because it's their Papa Bear,
Well, on that note, let's talk about the next thing I had here. I'm gonna skip one part. We'll go back to it, but because you brought it up. You always think they're gonna do it. What do you think they're gonna do for the? Let's overguesstimate what the DLC is gonna be for Pokemon. Let's dream big because that's what everybody does. We always dream big, and the Pokemon gives us bare minimum. We're like, all right, that's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I get you.
But on your point, what do you think is going to be in the DLC?
Okay, so the DLC, it's just that little area that we haven't been able to go to
probably
since like that's the only thing we unlocked Area 0. That was the only other park that was blocked out so far, unless there's something else that nobody has seen yet. Maybe Beyond.
It was like fine. That whatever. Crown Tundra and the Fighting Isles as well.
Right. Exactly. Just like just like a little off coast, right?
I'll put a
My like
picture up for
I've
anyone
said,
who doesn't know what he's talking about.
my big scope vision for Gen 10 is different than what my scope vision is for this, so I'll keep
Not
it
Gen 10.
short and
Not Gen
sweet.
10.
Yeah, I know that's what I'm saying. I'll keep it short and sweet for this. So I think that they're just going to have, just an expanded area. Maybe we'll get a couple different variations. Um, maybe they'll introduce maybe they'll introduce a legendary in this. Maybe we'll get the mythical to come out. We'll get all of that stuff in the DLC because we haven't gotten that legendary in the game, right?
Yes.
We all thought Miraidon and Koraidon were legendaries. They're just Paradox of Cyclizar. Cool. Spoiler alert.
But they're still considered legendaries.
Sorry?
They're still considered legendaries by Pokemon.
I thought they were not considered legendaries.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Oh, well then Quandale Dingle, we need to have a speak.
Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Let me Google this.
You're good. But again, Ceruledge,
Yeah.
Armarouge, I thought those were going
The
to be
legendaries? No.
legendaries as well. No, they were just exclusives. But when I first saw them, I thought that they were legendaries. They looked legendary to me.
Yeah.
They had that
is a
cut
dual
above
type.
element.
Koraidon is a dual type fighting dragon legendary.
Okay, perfect. Well, there you go. Then I was right on my own stream. Thank you, me. Self pat on the back.
Go
So
on.
then, is it no mythical that we have then?
I think the mythical is going to be that one in the book. I'll show a picture of that as well.
Yes, the dragon eating its tail.
Yeah. I think that'll be the one that's going to pop up. So you're right about that. I think you're on the right track with that's going to be like the mythical / legendary, whatever they want to do with it.
Right.
I think they're doing a big bug fix. That'll be nice.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well,
it would be nice to get that.
They've announced a bug fix.
Okay, now I have a question. Is the bug that they're fixing the bugs that need to be fixing, or are the bugs that they're fixing going to be the way that you can picnic shuffle the outbreak?
I have no idea. Pokemon has been known to screw people over. I can actually
Update 1.1.1.
Mass outbreaks in Arceus.
Yes.
They fixed mass outbreaks that didn't need to be fixed, where you could choose
I will never forgive
them. So you're not wrong. Pokemon has been known to fix things that aren't broken. I hope they don't.
I know.
I hope they don't, but they may do that. You're right. I like to think. I agree with you. That map area. A lot of people are speculating Kalos or Kalos. I think they're dead wrong. Just because I don't think Game Freak is going to do that much work. I think you're giving them way too much credit.
I mean, it wouldn't really make sense the way that it's built into the actual physics of the map, right? Like, this is supposed to be Spain region, correct?
Yeah.
So how can they be breaking off Japan?
Spain is underneath France, because Kalos takes place in France.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yes, you're right.
So it would be like below it. So like geographically it makes sense, but based on the product that Game Freak has put out over the last few years, I think that's thinking way too big.
Yeah, sorry, you said Kalos, I thought Kanto.
Not Kanto, yeah, Kalos. Yeah, or Kalos, whatever
gotcha.
People want to say. Yeah,
gotcha.
I think people are thinking way too big for Game Freak. Game Freak is not they're not that hard of workers.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I agreed at the wrong point.
we also don't even have shiny sprites for our boxes.
You are correct.
All the Pokemon are just regular, but the only way you know if they're shiny is if you look at the little sparkle and you have to look at them on the thing. But
yeah, you have to wait 4 minutes for it to load in.
It takes like 40 minutes to load in the boxes.
Yep. But that's the thing. We had that again in Arceus. The boxes were already loaded in, and then you went there, and boom, there was your shiny sprite. I can see what it looks like. I can look at my shiny Pokemon right there.
Yep. I don't know, man. I just feel like they could have. They didn't put as much work as they needed to. The game feels.
I think they put a lot of work into it, but they just put a lot of work into the wrong aspects of it.
The game feels unfinished.
It is unfinished. DLC.
But that's what I mean. It feels, but like even stuff that shouldn't be DLC feels like they just kind of rushed it out the door. There are sprite leaks for the DLC.
What?
There were sprite leaks. Remember we talked about like Kabutops and all of them?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, Mega Evolution's also in there.
But that doesn't mean they're going to be in the game. It just means there'll be some sort of mechanic that'll allow you to Mega Evolve your Pokemon if you want to. But they did that in Sun and Moon as well. There was no storyline or anything connected to it. You just were able to do it if you wanted to because they gave you that like wristband thing, right?
Yeah, you had the wristband for the Z moves or the Z moves, but then in
No, but they also gave you the jewels so you can Mega Evolve after post game.
all right, I'll take your word for it.
They
You know
did.
how bad my memory is. But you were able to Mega Evolve in Sun and Moon. I didn't think you were.
Yeah, post game after they like later on. I think it might have been in Ultraviolet. Sorry, Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon
Okay,
or
okay.
whatever. I
Well,
think you
I
can Mega
actually
Evolve
literally
them.
have that right here, so I should play that again. Go
Yeah,
forth.
you can Mega. You could. I'm pretty sure you can Mega Evolve those in there. So it's probably gonna be that same sort of mechanic where you can bring it in. But I wouldn't get too excited about that. And personally the Sprite leagues, it just means you can bring them into from Pokemon Home, right?
Right, and that's what I was going to say. It's probably just so you can transfer them over, right? Like if you transfer over
Yeah,
a Mega, I guess a
yeah,
Charizard with Mega capabilities, then
exactly. We'll jump back a bit now to the Crown Zenith second wave. That's why I kind of wanted to do this podcast before Friday,
Ooh.
so we could talk about the next. And we're going to keep talking. I guess this is more in terms of that overprinting and how they're
Okay.
printing things. They're printing Crown Zenith all the way into May. They're already going to be into March. Is going to be the end of March is already going to be the next Scarlet and Violet set, but they're still going to be printing Crown Zenith, which is kind of wild. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like Cosmic Eclipse got sort of put out at the end of Sun and Moon, and it just kind of got forgotten after a month when Sword and Shield released, right, in February.
Right.
So it's not a bad thing. What releases next week? The Pikachu, what?
The Pikachu V Max box, and we have the Crown Zenith mini tins.
Okay. Top card.
The Crown Zenith mini tins, so they're going to have the 2 packs with a sticker sheet, and I believe no coin. I don't think that there was a coin coming in them.
It was going to be a sticker sheet instead. Ooh,
There's
that's.
going to be a sticker sheet, yeah. That's what I saw on a website. I don't know what the source was. I don't know what website it was. I don't even know if it was credible. Maybe there is a coin, because usually you get the coins with like the little puzzle piece where you get to put them all together at the end and build like an actual size puzzle. So maybe that's what it is, not a sticker sheet. I think it was Toys R Us, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
Might be the card.
Yeah,
It might be the
anyway.
card you were talking about.
We have 2 packs, though. 2 packs of Crown
cool.
Zenith inside of there.
That's nice.
And then
Usually
5
it's like,
packs inside the Pikachu with the two promos for that as well.
Usually it's like 1 pack of a chase pack and then like 2 other like really garbage packs or something. Remember Pokemon 25th was that way? So
But they did that with all the 25th anniversary boxes, right? Like even if you buy like the box that I got you, right, for Christmas there for the Christmas video,
yes.
go watch that video. Go watch those videos. Yeah, exactly. It has different packs in there as well, right? Like that's how they just did it. Even with the ETB had it in there too. So they just they try to get more product out by saying, hey, look, this has 8 packs in it, when really it had 3 packs of celebrations and 5 packs of things that nobody wanted.
Celebrations was only like 4 cards a pack, right?
Exactly. Full holo set though. Can't complain that much.
I'll just say the set itself was a little underwhelming. Yeah. The top cards in Crown Zenith so far right now. This is off of my collector app, which I use more so now. eBay you can look at too if you want to look at sold listings. The Giratina Gold is the top, then Arceus Gold, the Mewtwo Alt Art, followed by Palkia, Dialga, Leafeon V-Star, Glaceon V-Star, Suicune, and then the Elsa Sparkle. Those hang around $50 and more. That Elsa Sparkle and the Suicune are around $50 to $60.
All right, and the Elisa Sparkle, that's basically the same card that was Fusion Strike, right? That's what that originally came out in?
Yes, but with different artwork.
Right. Slightly different artwork, though. I feel like it's quite similar. I could be off, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close.
You still gotta pay the packs, though.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, I've seen the Glaceon, I've seen the Leafeon, I've seen the Palkia. I don't own any of them, but I definitely have pulled them, and I definitely have admired them. Like you got one of the cards. I'm not sure if you want to reveal what it is from your videos.
From the video, you guys can still watch that on my channel at Action.
Yeah.
On YouTube, if you guys want to watch my openings and streams and stuff. I'm just promoting myself now.
such a stellar pull.
I can't believe I pulled
they should go watch it. Yeah,
I got the Giratina Gold V-Star out of one single ETB. That's the only thing I've opened so far. That's Crown Zenith. And in the same box,
I've opened up quite a bit.
I got the Glaceon and the Giratina in the same box.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
So crazy. Yeah, I still can't believe that.
Yeah, I found that the Regidrago and Regieleki boxes paid off really well. The ETBs for me so far actually hadn't pulled off that well, unfortunately. But it is, and that's the thing. Like when they're coming out with these new products now, like okay, so the Pokemon or the Pikachu box comes out with 5 packs. The tins come out with 2 packs.
Yeah,
it's already prices have already gone up after the first wave there. Products have sold out across the board, and now they're up. I was telling you locally, I got great prices on the original boxes from like the first wave. I went to go back for the second wave, and it's now double MSRP.
Crazy.
Yeah, and like so that's where that's coming, right? Like now how does this going to affect everything? Because now everything's going back up.
Do you think their first wave was what? An ETB and the Dragon, what was it? The 2
Regieleki and Regidrago.
So that was the first wave. Do you think that they're holding off reprinting those stuff? Because obviously the ETB's got the most bang for your buck, right? It's got the most packs, most everything. At least until those the bird boxes or whatever releases. No, the Zashi and Zamazenta, those boxes might be crazy too. You know,
those boxes have 16 packs.
Yeah, so that might be nuts too. They look like ultra premium collections, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're ultra premium, but
just premium collection.
Are they?
They might either premium or ultra premium because that's usually how they look.
Yeah, they look okay. First of all, the whole series of Crown Zenith looks astounding. Let's be real. Like the artworks look amazing. That Moltres promo, oh good golly, Miss Molly, I want that so bad.
But that's what we're talking about in terms of English and Japanese. We were saying earlier, right? Like what is it called in Japan? Ultra V-Star Gold
V-Star Universe.
V-Star Universe. That Moltres that you're talking about is a secret rare, not a promo. So obviously the prices there aren't going to be the same.
Yep, Lucario is a secret rare, not a promo. We got that in the ETB.
Yeah. I forgot that too. Yeah,
that's the thing is what we get. All these different boxes where they get to buy them in booster boxes, right? That's what the difference is. They'll release all of these packs in Japan in booster boxes to the Japanese public, and we can't do that. We have to buy one. We can't buy Japanese products here unless you have a distributor somehow. And 2, if you're going to buy the English packs like that, you can't. You have to buy all these third-party products, which is exactly how they get us.
But see, that's exactly what I was about to say. They release subsets always get released without a full booster box. Where we talked about this off the podcast a few weeks ago, how sets usually have a built-in secret rare, right? If they have like a booster box, they tend to,
usually you get one,
but you get at least one hit per box, right? Not always. Like I had a bad battle styles, but the adage goes usually it's not guaranteed, but usually you'll get at least one hit per box. Even in Japanese boxes, you get at least one hit per box. Whereas these subsets, they tend to the Giratina is a pull like 1 in 800 packs, and you'll get an ETB that's $70, $80, maybe $100 now. That has 12 packs?
10 packs.
10 packs, right? Odds are you're not pulling that card, right? Odds are you're not pulling a hit because of how scarce the packs spread is in those individual sets. So now you're spending more money, and prices are just going to keep going up because of scarcity, but also because of it's exactly what I was saying earlier. It's scarcity and popularity of the cards, right? But on that point, do you think that they're only holding off releasing more ETBs, more stuff from the first wave, just because they know how many more waves that are going to be coming out, and then they're going to start re-releasing? We've seen it before with Hidden Fates and all of that, but do you think they've never done a tier release like this? They've never done a tier release this big. They've done tier releases for sets, but nothing this size and this long.
5 months long.
Yes. Do you think that as they start to roll out more product from like wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, as the months go by, do you think prices will start going down again?
Yeah, I think it's I'm not sure if it's a scarcity part or if it's everybody just lapped it up because everybody was like, "Look at all these cards that we have the chance to get here now."
Everyone's
The
opening.
Galarian Gallery is deep, right? Like everybody wants to open it up because
Yeah,
it's evolving skies aside. Let's not touch on that topic.
I wanted
This
to.
is just for this comment.
Okay.
This is like the set for Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm.
I know that Evolving Skies holds those value cards, but the depth to these is like it's for opening packs. You're like, am I going to get a hit? It doesn't even matter what the code card looks like. If the code card's white, I'm still getting it. I still have a chance to get a hit. I still have a chance to get a full art. I still have a
Yeah.
chance to get an alt art. You know, like it has that like that super deep gamble drive. So
What is it? It's got a Mewtwo. It's got evolutions. Suicune's popular.
yeah,
It's got the gods, right? Palkia, Arceus, Giratina. Gold card.
doggos.
It's got something for everyone. Yeah, the dogs. I didn't even think of those. Yeah, it's got something for everybody.
Yeah, it
Suicune.
does. It does.
That being said,
And even those who are just may have just came around their first wave of Sword and Shield, right? This is the first game that they had played, the first cards that they had collected. Now we're finishing this set off with the Zamazenta and Zacian collection boxes, premium, ultra premium, extremely premium, whatever they may be.
Yeah.
I don't like those dogs. I think that they are bad designs overall.
I love Zacian.
I know. I think that
It's a dog with a sword in its mouth. What more do you want?
I think it's so stupid. How's it supposed to do anything? It's just gonna. I would easily fight a dog with a sword in its mouth. Okay,
Bro,
bring Gravy over here. Put a sword in its mouth.
it's a wolf with a sword in its mouth.
Yeah, I know. How is he going to use it? I can't wield it very well. I can kick it in the mouth.
It doesn't matter. It's like Chuck Norris. Put anything up.
It looks cool. Doesn't mean anything.
Oh, it's awesome. Are you kidding me? It's a dog with a sword in its mouth. You shut your mouth. Doesn't matter.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I as much as I don't like them, you bet your bunnies I want those boxes. I want those boxes. I think they look great. I want to buy those boxes, and I'm not a sealed collector, but I want to keep those sealed because they look amazing. The whole Crown Zenith collection looks amazing.
Yes, absolutely. Everything they put out for like packaging wise looks beautiful. Even the ugly the dragon and Regieleki and Regidrago are hideous Pokemon designs, but the boxes look amazing. Yeah, absolutely. Talking about that and how everything looks good and the set's great. Do you think it's the best Sword and Shield set? Is it better than Brilliant Stars, Evolving Skies?
So I don't really care about the price.
Sure.
I care about the look of the card, right? That's why I'm really hoping that they continue on these galleries throughout Scarlet and Violet. I'm hoping that continues, that they've done it since Brilliant Stars. And that's why Brilliant Stars right away, I was like, bam, this is an amazing set. I love this set because we got this extra gallery. And then it continued on.
Same idea.
Right. The alt-arts are the same idea.
That alternate artwork that looks beautiful. That's a reason alt-art Umbreon V Max, not V Star, is so popular is because of that artwork, right?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not saying it's not a beautiful card. We talked about this in the tier list. Go watch that video too. But I think that for me, Crown Zenith is the best set because there's such a potential to get such a beautiful piece, and I just love getting lost in the artwork rather than saying I wish I could open up a pack of Evolving Skies and pull a $653 card.
So your argument is you just like the opening the set because anything you pull in it is going to be amazing looking, regardless of the price point, as compared to Evolving Skies where you're like hoping to get that big hit card.
Right. I'm saying let's take money out of the equation. Let's say we've evolved to a society that doesn't need money. I would say the Crown Zenith is the best set.
I'm taking out the money. I'm just saying. So say you love Umbreon, and your big chase card is Umbreon or Rayquaza VMAX or whatever. That's your chase card from the set. Is your argument, regardless of money, is your argument that Crown Zenith is better because there's so much more potential to pull a really nice card every single time instead of pulling garbage, and then finally hitting that after like your 200th pack?
Yeah, that's exactly. It's got depth. It's a depth, you know. You can't win. New England Patriots aside, you can't win a championship with one person, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to. Well,
You
I
know.
mean, let's not. They didn't win a championship with one person. Let's not go crazy. But okay.
Okay, sorry, Gronk, too.
Well, football is an entire team sport.
I'm not a football fan, but I know Brady and Gronk. How can you not, right? So,
Yeah, I know.
but
It's
that's the
almost
thing,
like we
right?
need
Like
a defense.
that's where I'm coming from. Like I think I would much if you were like here. There's no such thing as money anymore. You could have this truckload of Evolving Skies or this truckload of Crown Zenith. I'll take Crown Zenith all day because I have a better chance of pulling something thrilling rather than just getting one big hit. You know, I guess
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing. Do you want to win a scratch ticket or do you want to win the big lottery? Right?
So, what's the better investment? Are we talking about
Long.
investment? Long
If
term.
we're talking about investment,
Yeah.
I'm not your guy. That's sliding on over to the action panel.
Sure. Oh man, that's hard for even me to answer. Um, I mean, obviously, Crown Zenith might be the better investment long term, but Evolving Skies just has such a enduring quality about it, right?
It does. If I see a box with Evolving Skies, I'm buying it.
Exactly. I think Evolving Skies long term is probably going to be the better investment monetarily. Simply because there's just not enough. Don't get mad at me when I say this. There's just not enough bangers to chase in Crown Zenith.
No, I understand.
You chase the beautiful card-looking cards overall, but you don't have you have like a list of cards you would love to pull, but you don't have a specific chase card. Whereas in Evolving Skies, I've talked to many people, and they all have specific chase cards. They love evolutions. That's so popular. It's like Pikachu, the big three: Blastoise, Venusaur, Charizard, Eevee, evolutions. Anything with that. Even this Crown Zenith, I think, wouldn't be as strong without the Glaceon, Leafeon, V-Star Altarts.
I mean, Palkia, Dialga, they're cool. They're not awesome.
Yeah, they're not as big of. They're not as popular, anywhere near as popular as the card.
Rayquaza or Umbreon. No, I totally understand that, right?
Umbreon,
like, we're coming at it from, and this is why I think that us collaborating on this Meowthin Off podcast here is a great idea because we have a lot of opposing, but we both find solace in the discussion. You know, you have lots and lots and lots and lots of graded cards.
Yeah.
I have never graded a card. And there's the difference right between us right there. You grade the card because you want to know, okay, this is a 9.5, this is a 10. This has this much value and this is safe as this value. It's been authenticated and it's there. Now if I want to sell this 20 years down the road, it's still a 10.
For the most part, yes. But there are cards that I love wholeheartedly.
Right.
I will never sell.
And
I only graded it. Huh?
Green Mewtwo.
My Green Mewtwo is like almost in every one of my videos. Yeah, that one, the 10, the SGC 10. I will never sell that. And I literally pulled that myself. And I only keep it sealed just to make sure the integrity of the card always stays, right?
Right.
But I can't see myself ever like moving that. So you do make a good point. Yeah, most of it is to add value and move it.
That's the difference, right? Like that's our opposing. Like I would rather have Crown Zenith because I would rather have that depth and have the thrill of the pull, whereas you would rather hold on to that box or open up that box and get that big hit and then grade that hit, right? Whereas if I pull a number on, like I've pulled chase cards, I haven't graded them, right? I haven't graded anything because I just don't grade cards. It's not what I do. I just don't. I really don't care about the value, and I'm sure my wife is hearing me say this, and she's like, "You're supposed to sell some cards," but like that's the difference, right? I don't really care personally myself about the value because I'm just in it for the love of the cards. Whereas some people who do want, I'm not saying you in particular, but some people who do want to buy Evolving Skies simply to hold it, not to open it, just to hold it for it to increase in value down the road. That's what they're doing it for, right? They're doing it for a completely different reason. So from my point, I like Crown Zenith overall, but it sounds like maybe you like Evolving Skies. No,
I'm not a huge fan of Evolving Skies. I understand the value of it, If I had to choose between the two personally, just me personally, Crown Zenith all the way. Yeah, 100%. Like to pull,
Wow,
it's
I'm
so much fun.
surprised.
Why? I'm not a big fan of the evolutions. I've explained that before.
Yep.
Rayquaza, I personally more so like the black shiny version. I'm not a huge fan of the original.
Agreed.
So for me, there's not. Maybe you decide like the Umbreon V, which I already pulled. I'm not exact. There's no alt art. Is like there's not really a lot for me to like hunt down in that set. Whereas Crown Zenith, like you said, there's so much you can look forward to opening, and there's like so many cool things to open in that set. Maybe because it's newer, and I'm just excited about it, and I haven't opened it up as much. Evolving Skies also has really bad pull rates, so it's not as much fun to open. I feel like now, at this point, if you're getting Evolving Skies, it's probably better just to keep it sealed instead of hoping to pull an $800 card, where I feel like you're just better off buying that $700 to $800 card and saving yourself some headache from hoping to pull it by buying packs at $15-16 right now.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's brutal to try and pull the cards from the packs with really anything. Like, yes, it is a very big investment, but also I know when Evolving Skies first came out, I opened up all the product that was released at that time, and I got
I've seen the video.
nothing. I got like an $11 card was like the most I got of it. That was like, yeah, I know it was like $350 in product at least, and I got an $11 card.
Exactly,
That was
that's how it goes, right?
terrible. Yeah, all the check lanes, everything. I got nothing out of.
Opening packs is gambling. I don't think people understand that.
It is. You're playing the odds. Let's call it that. Let's call it that. Let's keep it friendly.
Sure, but like I said, objectively, I would look at it and say Evolving Skies are Brilliant Stars because there's a Charizard, there's Evolutions, Rayquaza, right?
Yep, and that's the introduction of the trainer gallery.
Yeah, but personally for me, it's is Crown Zenith just because so many cool cards to open and pull, and I love gold. I love gold cards, so I can't.
You do love gold.
Those alt art God cards are amazing. There's a Mewtwo in there that I'm still looking to get. I'm a big fan of Mewtwo, as you know.
The Mewtwo goes along with the Charizard.
Yep, exactly. The pairing for the artwork. But yeah, so for me, there's some stuff in there that I personally like more than Evolving, but objectively, I think Evolving Skies will have. I don't know. We're not experts. I'm not an expert, and I'm not psychic. This stuff is collectors' items. Like, don't take our word for like fact, because, and don't take anywhere, and don't take anyone's word as fact, because there was a guy, there was a YouTuber, I won't name him. He said 1 week before Logan Paul dropped his first edition base box opening and his break. 1 week before that, he told everyone not to buy Evolutions packs because they were overprinted and not worth it. And I had a chance to buy Evolution packs blister packs for $5 a piece.
Yep.
And I basically only bought 4. They had an entire I'm not kidding. It was those metal hangers.
Yep.
There was at least like
stands.
It was at least like 50 packs on there of $5 a piece. This was the week before the explosion of Evolutions with Logan Paul. And everybody's trying to open base packs, right? But nobody has enough money to open base. Not everybody has enough money to open base packs, so they're opening up Evolutions, the next best thing. Me, watching this specific YouTuber's video, I was like, you know what? I'm going to take his advice. He's right. It's been overprinted. It was overprinted. It still has been overprinted like crazy. It was during that Crimson Invasion time where people couldn't move the cards. Regardless, the chase card in the set is like $70. Regardless, those packs were around $20. And I could have made a killing reselling blister packs.
Yep, and now they're about $30 a piece.
Literally a week later. Yeah, but my point is nobody's an expert in this thing. Even the most experts of experts. And this guy is pretty knowledgeable in Pokemon, and he's made his money working stuff like that. But nobody knows the future. It's collector items. They're based off of how much income people have to blow on stuff that's pointless and not needed.
Shiny cardboard.
That's not food or water or shelter, right? It's disposable income. It's stuff. It depends on that. It depends on a lot of factors. So nobody's a psychic at this. So take what I say with a grain of salt. But personally, I think Evolving Skies will be the set from Sword and Shield, but Crown Zenith is definitely going to be up there.
Yeah, I agree. I think Crown Zenith is going to be up there. As we've seen already, Evolving Skies has skyrocketed so much. ETBs are about 100 to 120 Canadian dollars here. They were $69 when they first came out. That's at least a $30 increase right there, and it's only a year and change.
Yeah.
So it's amazing to see what's going to happen over, say, another 5 years. Because as the 30th anniversary rolls around, what are they going to bring, right? So
once they stop reprinting.
Yeah.
Like, they're still printing out Evolving Skies, and those packs are still going up.
Right. Yeah, that they actually gave those out in the back-to-school packs.
Yeah, they're still printing them out. They're still they're still available.
Yeah, you were able to buy those other places too, right? Like they had them, at different places like Walmart and things like that. Yeah. Just back to school, and it was Evolving Skies, and they did sell out, but they're back again.
Exactly. So, I mean, I feel like they'll do that with Crown Zenith. They'll do that with a lot of Modern. Modern is difficult to predict in that sense, up until vintage.
My only thing here was hear me out for a second.
Sure.
I'm trying to think of why they were dragging out Crown Zenith so much. Sure, it's to sell product, but as they're switching over and they're purchased this factory that they've been using, as we talked about earlier in the podcast, they're switching to the silver borders rather than the yellow. Yeah. At what point are they going to completely stop printing Sword and Shield? Is it going to be sooner rather than later?
I think they're going to keep printing it all well into 2023, 2024.
You think 2024 even, they're going to keep printing all the Sword and Shield?
They're still printing Sun and Moon.
Right, of course. Everything. That's the thing. Is it just what the warehouse has, or are they still printing more out? That's the thing, right? Like, do they have it just stocked up?
I think they'll still be printing stuff. Vivid Voltage, I think they just did like a reprint of it. Evolving Skies will probably get another couple prints. I think they'll still be printing into 2024. I'm not super worried about that. After that, I think, they might start completely focusing on Scarlet and Violet. My last topic of the day is the Scarlet and Violet set. The first set. Like, we'll just go right into it since we started talking about it already. Releases on March 31st. The prices that I found, am I still sounding underwater?
In and out.
Is it bad, though?
No, I can make it out. Okay,
so basically, do we have any predictions? To end off the podcast, do we have any predictions for the top cards? What are you excited for? Have you opened up any of Scarlet and Violet packs? Japanese ones, EX, Scarlet EX, Violet EX. Taking off TCG Republic. I know Mariah, the Miraidon Gold and Alt Arts, and the 2 Mariah cards have been really popular, to say the least. In Violet EX, Gardevoir, Koraidon Alt Art, Penny are all over $100 value in the Scarlet EX. Do you think this will change in English? And are you? You've already mentioned that you're excited for the border change, so.
Yeah, definitely excited for the border change. I think it's Miriam, right?
Miriam or Miriam? Sorry, yeah, Miriam.
Yeah, sorry.
I can't read my own writing. Sorry about that. Yeah.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. I have the same problems when I write things down.
But it's Miriam.
Yeah, but no, like, yeah, I think that's going to definitely not be the same. Obviously, it's going to be a chase card, but it always seems like the English.
You don't think Mariah's going to be $800?
No.
Okay.
I don't. The English trainers never go for that much,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're always way more in Japanese than they are here, and I like all the trainer cards. I think they look great. Even if it's not just like the actual trainer cards, like the supporter cards. If it's just like, even the Ultra Balls and things like that. I like the way that they all look, They look great with the secret rares. I love seeing that full art, but I don't think that's going to transfer over the value-wise at all.
That's because they don't... That's because they're not considered secret rares in English, right? The full art trainers.
Right.
That being said, we're getting 3 holos per pack now, right?
Yes.
So, will those, does that mean, I can't imagine but does that mean, trainer gallery, pull?
So, from what I'm...
Is it potential at 2 trainer galleries? Can we get 2 trainer galleries in a hit? Or is it going to be reverse trainer gallery potential and then hit?
I think, from seeing what I've seen opened on other YouTube channels...
Yeah.
from what I've seen so far with Scarlet EX and Violet EX, it looks like reverse hollow.
Yeah.
Or I think it was that the energy that I might be getting that confused with V-Star Universe with the holographic energy. So I'll leave that aside. But reverse hollow, chance of getting a secret an art rare as they call them.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
So that would be the trainer galleries for us, right?
Yep.
And then the third card is possibility of getting a rare, a hollow, ultra rare, etc. Right?
Okay.
So I think that's where that is. I think we have a chance to get the trainer gallery. I don't think it's a guaranteed 3 hollows. I think the only thing that's still guaranteed in the pack is that reverse hollow.
Gotcha. Okay. So prices will definitely decline then.
I think that they may decline. Like, it may be that those certain cards, like those gallery cards, decline. Like, maybe, you get the chance to get a Zera Aura. So you're like, okay, look at that. I got the Zera Aura, but then, I'm still chasing that, let's say, Miraidon, right? Maybe that's what the big English secret rare is going to be. So you still want that Miraidon, but that Miraidon, you can get the Umbreon out of, let's say, 3,000 packs, Moonbreon, right?
Yeah.
Out of Evolving Skies, but that's not the chance now because you have this extra gallery of 60 cards or 40 cards or 20 cards, whatever that may be, that you're getting a hit on. Now these extra secret rare cards are going to be even harder to get. So that's what I was kind of touching on earlier. Is I think that now they're kind of like, here, we'll give you this little filler, just like they do with their filler sets, just to kind of make it feel like, hey, I did get a hit there. This was an accomplished pack. It wasn't just a dead box. But really, it's like, yeah, you got 2 trainer galleries, 4 hollows, and an EX card, but you still didn't get that. You still didn't get that secret rare, did you?
I didn't think about that. Yeah. So you think it'll make it harder then to get the secret rares because they're still giving you. They're giving you a little taste of the treat.
Yeah, like, it's like, hey, in every pack you get a cheeseburger. This time you might get a filet mignon, but you really, really want that Wagyu tomahawk, don't you?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Give me that Kobe beef.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. That's what you were getting at earlier too, right?
That's just my thoughts on it. I have no insight. Like you said earlier, take this as it is. It's just a conversation. We're just doing this just like you folks are.
I wouldn't put it past them. It's a really interesting idea and thought. I never really thought about that, but yeah, it's kind of scary to think about that too, right? But at the same time, would be a little exciting because, like you said, you get that cheeseburger. Pulling that steak is very nice, but every time you get that Kobe beef, it makes it that much more tastier, right? Because
exactly. I'm not saying with every set. I know that it happens with special sets in Japan, but that same God pack quality to the booster box, right? Like, I'm not saying you're going to get a full God pack. That's not what I'm trying to say. But maybe, like, you're going to open it up, and you go to open up a booster box, and you get that secret rare. Okay, that's the rest of the booster box is dead, right? Maybe not. Maybe that with these extra pulls, they're not just guaranteeing, that one secret rare. Maybe you're going to go through there and you're going to pull 12 secret rares or 12 hits out of there that you're like, hey, I wouldn't have gotten this prior. Again, just being hopeful. I'm hoping that they're really trying to improve on those things too. But like you said, again, step in the right direction or actual improvement overall.
I am more inclined to believe that they will take the odds away than add more odds.
Right. No, for sure.
In a box.
Right. Like when they pack the boxes, they're obviously packing them. Either if they're not packing them due to the way they come off the assembly line, knowing which cards are in which packs, or by just simply weight, whatever way that they're packing them to say, okay, this has at least a hit in it. Like, I understand if they took that away, you could open up complete dead boxes, but would that be worth it in the end? Is that kind of the Evolving Skies thing? You get a full box of Scarlet Violet, you open it up, you get 36 packs, and you're like, I only got one hit out of there. But then, Jimmy down the street opened up another booster box from the same store that you were at, and he got 15 pulls.
Again, I think that's how it's going to be. Especially with what you're saying and how you get that sweet steak in the middle and a cheeseburger. So it makes people feel a lot better about opening boxes and still getting something. Not pulling that filet mignon. I think you've got something going there with what you were saying. Exactly, I think that's the way it's going to go. Just so that you feel better about still getting pulls, even if they deprive you of that secret rare.
Yeah, like I can say that probably wouldn't deter me.
No.
I continued to buy Evolving Skies even after my failed video, and still opened up more and more and more and more. But now if they give you that somewhat satisfaction though, that little boost
Yeah,
of dopamine when you open it up and you're like,
exactly.
oh yes, look at that full shiny card.
And then
That's so
maybe
great.
it's only $5, but maybe next time I'll get the $800 card.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it was better than getting nothing though. Well, that was better than getting nothing. Well, this is better than the last time when I got nothing. You
Exactly.
know?
Um, right. I think we're good on time. Do you want to call it a day on the stream?
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Awesome. So thank you for everyone who has actually stuck around till the end of this. Uh, if you haven't already and you're looking forward to the next one and you enjoyed this, make sure to subscribe to our channel, Meowthin Podcast. Make sure to hit that like button. That goes a long way. Hit that bell for notification when we put videos out. I don't know when we're going to be doing this a lot. Might be every week, maybe every other week. Depends how we are feeling and what we've got. We definitely both have a lot of other projects in the docket, and we're busy with a lot of things on our plates. But we'll try and get out podcasts. If this does well, we're definitely gonna keep going into it. Also, don't forget to check out the Action Panel. That's my personal channel. I do video games streaming. I do pack opening videos, all sorts of stuff. And Eric?
I am Everest Awake, and my link will be down below as well. I stream Tuesday to Friday every single day. I will be putting out videos as of this new year. I just need to learn how to edit videos because I did lose my editing partner, but now I'm just doing streams, opening up boxes, streaming Pokemon Scarlet, Violet. I guess not Scarlet, just Violet, Unite, TCG Live, and more. Please hit that subscribe button there and down below here, and make sure you check out the past videos that AP and I have done.
On top of that, just wanted to let everybody know to have a good day. Have a good rest of your week. And an adage that I've also adapted from Eric is everybody love everybody. Have a good one, guys. Bye.
Take care, everybody.